Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Shaw Sir Classes Igniting a Passion for Learning. In this channel I will be teaching you Karnataka Board Class 10 SSLC Insert Maths. In today's video I will be giving you the complete solution for the model paper 1 of subject Mathematics, Karnataka State Board and much more. If you don't know the other papers or the solutions for the other rest of the questions, do find the link in the description box given below. So before we begin the video, please share and subscribe to my channel Shaw Sir Classes and don't forget to hit the bell button to get the latest updates of my videos. Let's begin with the class. See children, I am showing you the mathematics model paper solutions. Here I will be making different the complete paper I am going to solve in different parts, so that it will be easy for you to focus. Like all 1 mark questions separately I am going to solve, 2 mark questions separate video, 3 mark questions separate, 4 mark and 5 mark separate videos I am going to make. Understood? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಗಣಿತ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಪೇಪರ್ 1 ನಾನು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗೆ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. See here children, the first question is, if the pair of linear equations x plus 2y is equals to 3 and 2x plus 4y is equals to k are coincide, then the value of k is option A 3, option B 6, option C minus 3 and option D is minus 6. So see children, how to solve this question. I am going to show you the complete explanation about this topic. Is this clear? Good. So here, from here onwards I will be using all the 3 languages, so that it will be convenient for you people to understand the subject mathematics. So definitely I can assure you that once if you complete these solutions, you can feel the subject mathematics as one of the easiest and your favorite subject. So let's begin with the class. See children, here I will be giving you extra details also regarding the problem. See here, solution. First we need to understand here what is the question. If the pair of linear equations x plus 2y is equals to 3, this is one equation, and another equation is 2x plus 4y is equals to k. So these both are coincide, then the value of k is, here the condition is coincide, first condition, and he has given 2 equations here. Now first we need to check whether both the equations what they have given is it in the standard form or not. See children, what is the standard form of pair of linear equation? That is a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equals to 0. This is the first linear equation. Second equation is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equals to 0. So what is this? This is the standard form of pair of linear equation. Here what is the question they have given? X plus 2y is equals to 3. It means they have given a1x plus b1y is equals to 3. What is this 3? This 3 is nothing but c1. C1 they have given in the RHS side, but according to the standard form you can see C1 should be in the LHS side, and complete RHS, the RHS part should be equal to 0, but here RHS is 3. So first we have to convert that into its standard form. Understood? So what is the standard form? X plus 2y plus 3 comes to the LHS side, it becomes minus 3, that is equals to 0. This is our first equation. Okay, here nothing is there means we have to assume 1 is there. It means the value of a1 is plus 1, the value of b1 is plus 2, okay, and the value of c1 is minus 3. You can see this is a1, this is a2 and this is a3. A1, B1, C1. Understood? Similarly, second equation is what? 2x plus 4y plus k comes to the LHS side, it becomes minus k, that is equals to 0. So this is our equation. This is our equation, standard equation. Here, what is A2? A2 is plus 2 and B2 is plus 4. C2 is minus k. The value of C2 is minus k. Children, here we have to notice one thing. They have given A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. Now they are saying that this both the equations are coincide. Means they are coincident. Coincide is nothing but coincident. If they are coincident, what should be the condition? Here already is saying that this both the equations are coincident. Children, before we can solve this problem, I just want to give you the basics, okay, related to this problem. In your exam, you can't say that same question can come in the exam. Related to this, any question they can ask you. That is the reason here itself I will clarify your complete doubts. See children, here we have different types of lines, okay. The first type of line is intersecting lines. Intersecting lines. So how the intersecting lines will be? See children, these both the lines will be crossing with each other. These type of lines are called as intersecting lines. And second condition is parallel lines. If the lines are moving parallel to each other, hence they are called as parallel lines. And next is coincide or coincident. Coincident or coincide lines. Okay, one line will be moving in this direction, again one more line will be moving in the same direction in the opposite way. That type of lines are called as coincident lines. Any doubts? I hope you have understood the nature. This is nature of the graph and these are the different lines. Now, if the lines are moving or if the lines are crossing with each other, here they form one solution. Here we have one solution. How many solutions we get? We get one solution. That is called as unique solution. If the lines are crossing with each other, hence we get only one answer. Here lines are crossing with each other, no, it means no solution. In this case, no solution. Here we can see this line is also moving in this direction, one more line is also overlapping on the same direction in the opposite way. It means here we can say infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. This is with respect to solutions column. Okay. If how can you prove that it has unique solution or no solution or infinite solution? Here we have the algebraic condition, that is A1 by A2 value should not be equal to B1 by B2. If A1 by A2 ratio, if it is not equals to B1 by B2, then we can say that solution is unique or it has one solution. If A1 by A2 ratio is equals to B1 by B2 ratio, but it is not equals to C1 by C2, then it is called as parallel lines. Okay. If A1 by A2 ratio is equals to B1 by B2 ratio and also equals to C1 by C2 ratio, then it is called as coincident lines or infinitely many solutions. Is this clear? I hope you have understood the different types of lines and what is the nature of the graph and how many solutions it has and how to tell that whether it has infinitely many solutions or whether they are coincident lines. By using these algebraic conditions itself, we can prove that which type of lines are those. Is this clear? Now, as per the given problem, we can see here what is the question. He has given A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2. In the question is saying that these both the lines are coincident lines. If both the lines are coincident lines, then what we can tell children? So what is the condition if both the lines are coincident lines? As we can see here, A1 by A2 is equals to B1 by B2 is equals to C1 by C2. Correct, no children? Understood? A1 by A2, B1 by B2 and C1 by C2, all the ratios are equal. So shall we check A1 by A2 answer? Since they are saying coincident lines, so definitely we know that A1 by A2 answer and B1 by B2 and C1 by C2 all will be equal, correct? So what is A1 by A2? A1 is 1 and A2 is 2, 1 by 2. Similarly, B1 by B2, B1 is 2 by 4, 2 1s are 2 2s are, answer is 1 by 2. Similarly, C1 by C2, what is C1? Minus 3 by minus k, minus minus get cancels, so the answer is 3 by k. Here we can see this answer is 1 by 2, this answer is also 1 by 2, so definitely even this also should be equal to 1 by 2 only, no? Since they are coincident lines, if they are coincident lines, definitely all the three answers should be same, but here it's showing 3 by k, correct? Are you getting my point? अब इधर देख सकते हैं ये आंसर, फर्स्ट आंसर 1 by 2 है, सेकेंड आंसर भी 1 by 2 है, तो थर्ड आंसर भी आपको 1 by 2 ही चाहिए, ओके लेकिन इधर 3 by k है. तो अगर से हमारे को k फाइंड आउट करना तो क्या करना है? सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इफ यू हैव टू फाइंड k in this both the answers you can select any one answer. 1 by 2 is equals to 3 by k. Cross multiply, k into 1 will become k is equals to 2 into 3 will become 6. 2 3 is a 6. So what is the value of k? The value of k is 6. So what is the answer in the first question? As you can see, okay, the first question answer is what? Option B, correct, my children? So what is the answer of the first question? The first question answer is option B, 6. Option B, 6. I hope you have understood how to solve this problem. Now coming back to question number 2, solution. See children, so what is question number 2 is given? Let me just go with the question. See children, here the second problem is the nth term of an arithmetic progression is an is equals to 4n plus 5. Then the third term is option A, 5, 9, 13, 17. We have to select which is the correct answer in this. See children, I'll show you the reason how you are supposed to solve this problem. Here the nth term of an arithmetic progression, nth term is an, correct? Here we can see an is equals to 4n plus 5. This is the nth term. Okay. Now what is asking? Then the third term is asking you to find the third term. What is third term means? A3. Fourth term means A4. Fifth term means A5. 10th term means A10. Understood? Are you getting children? Here what is they asking? They are asking us to calculate the third term. Right? So what you should do? See children. AN. LHS, can you see here? LHS is AN. Right? Similarly, A3 we have to find. See, A and A is common. In place of N, what is there? 3. In place of N, what is there? 3. So shall we substitute in place of N as 3? In place of N we are writing 3 is equals to 4 as it is. Again in place of N we write 3 plus 5. Since we have to find third term, so in place of N substitute 3. ये N की जगह में आपको 3 substitute करना है. Is equals to as it is 4 as it is. फिर N की जगह में आपको 3 substitute करना है plus 5 as it is. Now multiply. 4 3s are 12 plus 5. 12 plus 5 is 17. So what is the third term? Third term is 17. So what is the answer for question number 2? Question number 2, option D, 17 is the correct answer. I hope you have understood this case and how to solve this problem. If they ask you 10th term, again in place of N write 10. 4 into 10 plus 5, 4 tens are 40, 40 plus 5, 45. So 10th term is 45 is the answer. Like that you can solve any number of problems related to this. Is this clear? Now let me solve question number 3. Yes, observe your students. Question number 3. If the roots of the quadratic equation x square plus 6x plus k is equals to 0 are equal, then the value of k is option A 9, option B minus 9, option C 8 and option D. See children, here the question is, see here one thing you need to identify, that is if the roots of the equation are equal, if they give you the condition like this, if they give you the condition like roots are equal or something, it means this problem is based on nature of the roots. This problem is based on nature of the roots. Children, I will just give you one small history related to that, so that it will be very helpful and useful for you in case if they ask any problem related to this. Okay, see here, in nature of the roots we have a term called as discriminant. We have a term that is discriminant. Okay, so discriminant is denoted by the symbol delta. Okay, means in triangle shape. Okay, delta, or it is also called as small letter d. Okay, so what is the discriminant of the quadratic equation? So discriminant is nothing but b square minus 4ac. So this is the formula. Understood? Discriminant means b square minus 4ac. Here we have three specific conditions. If this b square minus 4ac means if delta value, if it is equals to 0, and delta value if it is greater than 0, if this delta value is less than 0, what we call it as. So if delta is equals to 0, if the discriminant is equals to 0, then what is the nature? The nature of the roots are real and equal. We call them as real and equal. If delta value means b square minus 4ac value is greater than 0, if we get any answer greater than 0 like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any number greater than 0, then we call it as roots are real and distinct. Roots are real and distinct. If delta value is less than 0, then we call it as roots are imaginary. Then we call roots are imaginary. So children, I just want you people need to remember this table. This table is very important. The same table can be asked for you in exam, as they may give you the question like this: discuss the nature of the roots. If they ask you the question like discuss the nature of the roots, you are supposed to draw this table. Okay, and you can write if delta value is 0, if the discriminant is 0, then the roots are real and equal. If discriminant value is greater than 0, so what is the nature of the root? Real and distinct. If discriminant is less than 0, then what is the nature of the root? That is imaginary. Now children, what is the question here? Here is given that x square plus 6x plus k is equals to 0. And what is the nature? He is saying that roots are equal. It means delta value is equals to 0. Delta is 0 it seems. So what is delta? That is nothing but b square minus 4ac value is equals to 0. In this, what is a? If nothing is there means here we should say the value of a is plus 1. And what is b? Plus 6. Are you getting children? This is a, this is b, and this is c. So a is plus 1, b is plus 6, and c is plus k. Shall we substitute these values? In place of b, substitute 6 whole square minus 4 into a is 1 and c is k, that is equals to 0. 6 square is 36, minus into plus is minus, 4 ones are 4, 4 into k is 4k is equals to 0. We want positive k, but here k is negative. So what we do? 36 minus 4, if it comes to the RHS side, it becomes plus 4k. Then 36 by 4 is equals to k. 4 will comes down, 4 ones are 4 nines are. So the value of k is 9. So in this, which is the correct answer? The correct answer is option A. Now we have to write question number 3. Option A plus 9 is the correct answer. I hope you have understood this problem, right children? Now let me solve the next problem. Here the question is the value of sin 60 degree into cos 30 degree is dash. They are asking you to find the value of this. Here option A is 1 by 4, option B root 3 by 4, option C 3 by 4, option D 1 by 2. Now children, I hope you all knows the trigonometric standard angles table, right? Children, based on the standard angles, definitely you can expect one question even in board exam. Okay, so I'll just show you how to solve that problem. See here, First is you have to draw the table. Okay, that is sine, cos, tan, and then cosecant, secant, cot. Okay, and the standard angles are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. So these all are standard angles. Are you getting, children? So let they give any question related to standard angles. Okay, first you draw the table. Okay, first you have to draw the table. You should not forget it. Okay, I'm just showing you completely each and every problem and related to that in detail, as you can see here. Okay, so these all values are in degrees. Here these all values are in degrees. Here I will write in radians. Here I will write in radians. Children, what is degrees and radians? Always remember, trigonometric values are measured in trigonometric values. Always we measure trigonometric values are measured in radians. We measure the trigonometry value in radians. You should not forget this. Example, if we have some length, we measure in meters or we measure in centimeter. If any volume is there, we measure in liters or we measure in meter cube, right? Similarly, if we want to measure any trigonometric values, we measure that value in radians. Trigonometry values ಗೆ ನಾವು radians ನಲ್ಲಿ measure ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ radians ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Simple. See here, right here pi by 1 minute. You can observe here pi by okay. Here nothing, 0 means it is 0 only. Here write 2, 3, 4, 6. So this is the logic. This is the logic. 90 degree can be written as pi by 2 radian. 90 degree can be written as pi by 2 radian. Okay, 60 degree means pi by 3 radian. 45 degree is pi by 4 radian. 30 degree is pi by 6 radian. 0 means it is 0 itself. Understood? Sir, how to convert this radians into degrees or degrees into radians? You can just go to my playlist. There you can see trigonometric ratios. In that I have explained this in detail, how to convert radians into degrees and degrees into radians. You can cross check it out after watching this complete video. How to fill this table? Remember, the logic is this is first period, second period, break. First period, second period, and then this is break. Okay, first you write 0, then you write 1. So this is the logic what I am showing. First you write 0 and last value is 1. Just in this entire table, by head only 3 values enough. That is 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2. For cos, come from the end. Means second period means copy period. How you will copy? That is 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, 0. Break means we have to do sine by cos is tan. Sine divided by cos. 0 by 1 is 0. Here what is there? 1 by 2. In sine, can you see? Sine 30, 1 by 2. Whole divided by root 3 by 2. Cos 30. You can see denominator here also 2 and here also 2. Both will get cancelled. So what is left out? 1 by root 3. What is left out, children? 1 by root 3. Similarly, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 get cancelled. 1. Here denominator 2, here also denominator 2 get cancelled. Root 3 by 1. See, children, root 3 by 1. We also write that as root 3. 1 by 0. Remember, 0 by 1 and 1 by 0. What is the difference? If 0 means hero. If our hero is in the top, always is hero only. If hero comes down, there is no value for that. he will be not having any value, that is infinity. That we call it as not defined. That we call it as not defined. ND also we write over there. Understood? Again first period. See children, first period means we have to write from own. Second period means copy period. Then break. Again first period means we should write by here. Cosecant means again we should write from own. You just reverse sign values. Sign values को उल्टा कीजिए. Sign values के उल्टा मड़े. You can see here sign. You can see here sign 0 is there, no? See children, 0 means below 0 if nothing is there means we should assume 1 is there. Okay. For this 0 by 1 you do ulta. You do reverse. It becomes 1 by 0. What is 1 by 0? Not defined. Again see next value 1 by 2. You reverse. It becomes 2 by 1. 2 by 1 means 2. Similarly 1 by root 2 means root 2 by 1. That is root 2. Root 3 by 2 means reverse. 2 by root 3. 1 by 1 is 1. Second period means copy period. How will you copy? Last number you write as it is. This is known as copy period. You write from reverse order. That is 1. 2 by root 3. Root 2. 2. Not defined. Caught means break. We have to copy from break only. That is, can you tan reverse you write? That is not defined. Root 3. 1. 1 by root 3. 0. Are you getting children? I hope you have understood this table, how to draw this table and how to remember the values of this table. You should not forget this. Got it? Now come back to our problem. What is the question? The value of sine 60. Sine 60. This is sine and this is 60 degree. Correct? What is sine 60? Sine 60. You can see here children. Sine 60. This is sine. Once again I am repeating sine 60. I'll just make out once again. Now here what we have to calculate children? We have to calculate the value of sine 60 degree, right? Sine 60. Here is sine. Can you see here? This is sine. This is 60. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Once again I am repeating children. You can see here. This is sine. We want to find sine 60 degree. This is sine. You can see in the sine line and this is 60 degree. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So here we can write the answer as root 3 by 2 into. Now we want cos 30 degree. So this is my cos and this is 30 degree. What is cos 30? Again you can see root 3 by 2. So cos 30 is also root 3 by 2. Now shall we multiply? Root 3 into root 3. Root 3 whole square. Sometimes you write root 9 also. Both are correct, but we take easiest form. Like if it is a into a, we write a square, no? Similarly, root 3 into root 3 whole square. By 2 2s are 4. Now square and square root get cancelled. Left out is 3 by 4. So where is 3 by 4? Option C. So for question number 4, option C plus 3 by 4 is the final answer. I hope you have understood this problem, how to solve. Let they ask any angles. First you have to draw this table. Substitute the values in that. Either it is addition, subtraction or multiplication, division will be there. Do a normal simplification. You will get the final answer. I hope you have understood this problem. Right? Good. Now let me solve problem number 5. Observe your students. Next question number 5. The distance of the coordinate P of 4, 3 from the x-axis is A 2 units, B 3 units, C 4 units, D 5 units. As soon most of you see this question, I definitely can tell you that your concentration will go towards this. Sir, ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ P of 4, 3 ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ओके, P of 4, 3 जैसा एक पॉइंट है फ्रॉम द एक्स एक्सिस. तो एक्स एक्सिस के पास कोऑर्डिनेट्स क्या रहेंगे? x, 0. Then usually you say that this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2 and you start solving the problem. Correct? Because they are asking the distance from this point from the x-axis. From means x-axis will come first. The coordinates on x-axis are x, 0 and this is the point. Then you apply distance formula d equals root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. And if you solve also, definitely the answer what you get, it doesn't match with the given units. Children, this problem is not related to this method. Understood? Okay, this problem is not related to this method. Again I will repeat. जब आपको क्वेश्चन ऐसा दिया जाएगा कि P of 4, 3 from the x axis से ये पॉइंट कितनी दूरी पे है, ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಇಂದ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಪಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು example. This is my y-axis and let me say this is my x-axis. The values of x 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Let me say this is my x-axis. Similarly y-axis 1 2 3, let me say 4 1 2 3 4. Where is the point P? 4 3. P is x is 4, y is 3. Where is this both lies? Can you see here? Just approximation. So this both will lie at this coordinate. So this is the point P of 4 3. Here the question is, from this point P to the x-axis what is the distance? They are asking you to find the distance of this. From here to here what is the distance? From point P to the x-axis, this is my x-axis line, right? Yeah. From point P to this 4, or can you see this x-axis, what is the distance? They are asking you to calculate the distance from here to here. So what is the distance? Understood? We can see here this line from here to here, what distance we have. Here to here also we have same distance because these both the lines are parallel. Yes, can you see here what is the line? 1 2 3. From 0 to this point, from 0 to this point, what is the distance? It is 3 units, correct? So option B is the answer. Understood? From point P 4 3, from the x-axis, what is the distance? It is 3 units. So here to here the answer is 3. So that is our option B is the answer. For question number 5, option B, 3 units is the correct answer. That's it. Now let me solve question number 6. See here children, here the question is, a straight line intersecting a circle at 2 points is called dash. A secant, a tangent, radius, a normal. Here first we need to understand what exactly this question means. A straight line intersecting a circle. Let me say this is our circle. Let me consider this is our circle. Okay. One straight line is coming which is intersecting at 2 points. Means which is touching the circle at 2 points. Let me say this is a line. You can see it is touching at this 1 point and this 1 point. It is touching 2 points, or it is cutting the circle, or it is intersecting the circle, or it is cutting the circle, all are one and the same. You can see here it is cutting the circle at 2 distinct points, correct? If it cuts the circle or if it is touching at 2 points, then such a line we call it as secant. Such a line we call it as secant. Similarly, suppose this is our circle. If it is touching 1 point on the circle and if it is moving, it's touching only at 1 point, okay, then we call that type of line as tangent. Okay, if it is touching at 1 point on the circle, okay, that is tangent. If it is touching at 2 points or if it is cutting the circle, then it is called as secant. As per our given question, option A is the answer. So question number 6, option A secant is the correct answer. I hope you have understood question number 6. Now let me solve question number 7. Observe students, here the question is, the volume of a cylinder is 300 meter cube. Then the volume of a cone having the same radius and height as that of the cylinder is, option A 900 meter cube, option B 600 meter cube, option C 150 meter cube, option D 100 meter cube. Children, here very important is you should know the formula of volume of cylinder and volume of cone. Children, before we could solve this problem, I will show you all the formulas with respect to this chapter, surface area and volumes, and how to remember that. Okay. Here we have cylinder, cone, frustum of a cone, sphere, hemisphere. Okay. Here we call it as lateral surface area or curved surface area. Okay, lateral surface area or curved surface area, and then total surface area, and then volume, and then volume. So we are finding all the respective formulas related to this. Okay, fine. See childrens, first is cylinder. So what is the formula to find the lateral surface area of a sphere, curved surface of a sphere, cylinder? That is 2 pi r h. Total surface area is 2 pi r into r plus h. See, you write this 2 pi r as it is, only this rh last word, again you write r plus h. 2 pi r into r plus h. Volume is pi r square h is the volume of cylinder. Similarly, cone surface area is pi r l, total surface area pi r into r plus l, and then volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h is the volume of cone. Children, if you want to remember frustum, I can give you one logic. Okay, you need to remember this. First you have to write cone. From cone you can derive frustum. Why? Because in frustum what happens, if you want still more deep explanation, you can watch my video. Already I have done based on surface area and volume, the basic video. In that clearly I have explained related to these all things, but here directly I am just giving you the basic information. Here we write r as r1 plus r2. Okay, remember r means r1 plus r2. Here what is the formula to find cone, surface area of cone? Pi rl. So here you write pi as it is. Instead of r you write r1 plus r2 in bracket into l. So this is the formula. Similarly, total surface area means pi r into r plus l is there, no? First you multiply this, pi r into r, pi r square, correct, plus pi r into l, pi r l. First you multiply this. Now see this pi r square. Are you getting, children? What we did, we have multiplied this both the values. Pi r into r is pi r square, plus into plus is plus, pi r into l is pi r l. Now what you should do, write this pi as it is. Instead of r we are writing r1 plus r2. Here is r square, so we write r1 square plus r2 square, close the bracket, plus pi into r means r1 plus r2, l as it is. Is this clear? Similarly, volume 1 by 3 as it is, pi as it is. Compare with cone, r square means what we did, r1 square plus r2 square. Here one thing is extra, that is plus r1 into r2 is extra, okay, into h as it is. So this is frustum of a cone. Any doubts? Next, sphere. We don't have surface area for sphere, we have only total surface area, that is 4 pi r square. So what is the total surface area of sphere? 4 pi r square. If they ask surface area or total surface area, write same formula, 4 pi r square. Then volume is how much? 4 by 3. Compare with cone. Here 1 by 3, no, here 4 by 3, pi r cube. Understood? And hemisphere 2 pi r square. Total surface area 3 pi r square. Volume 2 by 3 pi r cube. 2 by 3 pi r cube. Any doubts? I hope you have understood this table, how to find the formulas of the entire surface area and volume. Definitely you can expect one question from this table even in your final board exam. Either they can ask you directly any formula or any simple problem they can give you based on this table. 110% I can give you the guarantee and assurity that from this, on this table, definitely you can expect one question. You should not forget that. Okay. Now come back to our problem. What is the question? The volume of a cylinder is 300 meter cube. So what is the volume of cylinder? 300 meter cube. Correct, children? Okay. Now I'll come back here. I hope you have copied that question. So here the question is, volume of cylinder is how much? 300 meter cube. Volume of cylinder is 300 meter cube. And then what is the question? Then the volume of cone, we have to find. But he has given the condition that of having the same radius. What radius we have of cylinder, same radius is of cone. And what height we have cylinder, same height is of the cone. Then what should be the volume of cone they are asking. Here how much radius we have, what is the height of cylinder, same thing we have of cone also. Understood? Now first you have to make a note. What is volume of cylinder formula? Pi r square h. Pi r square h value is 300 meter cube. Correct? Then what is the volume of cone? 1 by 3 pi r square h is the volume of cone formula. Now here radius and height of both are same. Correct, no children? It means pi r square h is 300 meter cube. In place of this pi r square h, can we substitute 1 by 3 as it is? Can we substitute 300? Because already we know pi r square h is 300. So in place of pi r square h, I am writing 300. So 3 ones are 300s. So 100 meter cube is the final answer. Understood, children? Did you got the step? So what is the question? Question number 7. Question number 7. Option D, 100 meter cube is the correct answer. I hope you have understood this problem, how to solve this. Okay, these all are very simple and very interesting questions. And next let me solve question number 8. Before we could go for the problem number 8, I just ask you people that, I request you all that, okay, still if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Shah Sir Classes, do subscribe it and share this video as much as possible with your all the friends. Circulate our channel name with your all friends, so that still we will come back with many other videos and solutions and separate small videos also we get to you based on table wise, content wise, diagram wise, theorem wise, numerical wise. Like that we will come back, we will get back to you many other things, and how to write the letter, let it be in Kannada, English or Hindi. We show you the letter rating, essay rating, passage rating, even some grammar also. We have many things to give for you all. So the only thing what we want is your subscription. If you are subscribing, so that you can find the same day, same time notification updates, so it will be easy for you to follow us step by step. Suddenly in between, if you can watch us, then you cannot able to digest all our videos at a time, and you cannot practice everything at the same time. That is the only reason we ask you to subscribe the channel. And even if you have liked our video, maybe this video is very lengthy, but really I can say you that we are giving a complete information for you all, and in detail information, how to solve the problem, how to tackle the problem, everything we are teaching in these videos. Okay. And children, one more thing I just like to tell you, still if any students want to join our regular classes, okay, the admissions are opened in Evershine Coaching Center. That is, the branches details is been given in the below description, and even the contact number also given in the below description box. You can contact to us. The admissions are open for this academic year and even for the next academic year. Okay, wish you all the best of luck. Now let me solve question number 8. Observe your students. Question number 8. The surface area of sphere of radius 7 cm is. Just now we did the table. I hope you can just revise it. You can see back what formula we have given. We know that the surface area of sphere, what is the answer? 4 pi r square. Correct? Now here 4 into pi is 22 by 7. Radius is 7 cm. That is 7 square. 7 square means we write as 7 into 7. So this 7 get cancelled. 4 into 22 is 88 into 7. 7 8s are 56. 7 8s are 56. 56 plus 5, 61. That is 616. Since it is area, so we should write square. If it is volume, cube. Only length, breadth, height means centimeter. So what is the answer? 616 centimeter square. So question number 8, option C, 616 centimeter square is the correct answer. I hope you have understood the first main of model paper 1 of 2021, that is 2021, as per the revised reduced syllabus. So we have given the first main solutions in this video. In our next video we will solve second main problems. I hope this video was very helpful. So share this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below how was this class, and still what you want from us, you can let us know. Thank you, keep watching, take care. And also children, let us know if you have any doubts, any queries related to this. So definitely we will get back to you with a proper solution and with a good guidance to you all. And this channel is made completely for free of cost, and you can interact with us anytime as per our convenience time. We will get back to you. We will revert the solutions to you all. Thank you once again. Keep watching. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2 into